The old dog was very surprised when he heard a knock at the door. His owner wasn't due home from the shop for another 2 hours, but maybe it was a neighbor or a friend wanting to play. So the dog barked twice and went to the front door, but it wasn't a friend. A tiny kitten was sitting on the welcome mat, mewing sadly. The dog felt bad for the little thing. He didn't want to scare her away, but he also didn't know what to do with her. The last time his owner had found an abandoned animal, she had taken it in, fed it, and found it a new home. He hoped that she would do the same this time. So the dog started to lick the kitten's head. Then he walked over to the food bowl and started to eat. The kitten followed him and tried to drink some water. But before she could, the dog took a big gulp from his bowl and almost swallowed her whole. The dog was scared he'd hurt the kitten, but she just spit out some water and looked at him with hatred. She ran to the corner and curled up into a ball, not wanting anything to do with the dog or her soggy food. He felt bad and wished there was something he could do to help, but he had no idea what. So he just lay down beside her and closed his eyes, hoping that she would feel safe next to him. He was a good boy. Every time his owner left the house, he made sure to lock the doors, close the windows, and check under the beds to make sure the kitten hadn't gotten stuck somewhere. He also spent most of his time playing with her, even though she mostly just wanted to nap. Sometimes the dog would get so bored that he would bring his toys to the kitten and nudge her with his nose until she got up and played with him. When their owner came home, she was happy to see the dog, but then she noticed the kitten. At first, she was angry because the dog hadn't stopped her from coming in, but when she saw how well they were getting along, she couldn't stay mad. She picked the kitten up and gave her a bath, then fed her some warm milk and pet her until she fell asleep. The dog was so happy that she hadn't thrown the kitten back outside. He knew that if she'd done that, she wouldn't have survived the cold night. He licked the kitten's face and she purred, then snuggled up against him and fell asleep. From then on, the kitten became part of the family. And although she could still be grumpy sometimes, she was mostly a playful and affectionate cat. She loved to cuddle with the dog, even though he was much bigger than her. She would often jump up on his back and hang on tight while he was playing, which made him feel like a real-life action hero. The dog was so proud of himself for saving the kitten. He felt like a hero, even though all he had really done was bring her inside and keep her company. But to the kitten, he was a lifesaver. She owed her life to him, and she never forgot it. As the years passed, the dog and the cat grew older together. They had many adventures and made many memories. They played in the park, went on walks in the woods, and stayed up late watching TV together. The dog loved being a big brother. He taught the kitten how to be brave, how to explore the world, and how to be a good dog. And she taught him how to be patient, how to relax, and how to enjoy the simple things in life. But one day, the dog got sick. He had been feeling unwell for a few weeks, and now he was too weak to get out of bed. His owner took him to the vet, but there was nothing they could do. The dog was dying. When the kitten heard that her big brother was sick, she came to say goodbye. She jumped up on the bed and snuggled up against him. The dog was too weak to move, but he wagged his tail and licked her head. He didn't want to leave her, but he knew that he had to. He had been a good boy and a good brother, and now it was time to rest. The dog died peacefully in his sleep, and the kitten was heartbroken. She cried for days, and her owner was sad to see her so upset. She knew that the dog and the kitten were best friends, and she didn't know how she could make her feel better. So she just sat with her, pet her, and told her how much her big brother had loved her. Slowly but surely, the kitten began to feel better. She still missed her brother, but she knew that he was in a better place now. She knew that he was watching over her, and she felt his love every day. She knew that he would want her to be happy, and that's what she tried to do. Years passed, and the kitten grew old. She was no longer the playful, energetic kitten she once was, but she was still a loving and affectionate cat. She still missed her big brother, but she knew that he was watching over her and she felt his love every day. She knew that he would want her to be happy, and that's what she tried to do. One day, the old cat was sitting in her favorite spot by the window when she saw a small, skinny kitten struggling to climb up a tree. The old cat felt a sense of urgency. Even though she was too old and stiff to climb trees herself, she knew that she had to help this kitten. Without hesitation, the old cat dashed outside and began meowing loudly, hoping to attract the attention of anyone who could help. As she continued meowing, an elderly gentleman passing by stopped to see what all the commotion was about. Upon seeing the kitten stuck in the tree, he immediately understood the old cat's distress. With gentle hands, he climbed up the tree and brought the frightened kitten down. Once safely on the ground, he wrapped the shivering and weak kitten in a towel to keep her warm. The old cat rubbed against his legs, purring loudly to express her gratitude. After making sure the kitten was comfortable, the old cat led the man to her home. When he knocked on the door, her owner, who had witnessed the whole event from the window, quickly opened it. Seeing the concerned look on the old cat's face and the state of the kitten, she instantly understood and nodded her head in agreement. Gently, the old cat led the kitten to her food and water bowls, making sure the little one ate and drank enough. After a while, she curled up next to the kitten, keeping her warm and comforting her. As the kitten slowly gained strength, she began to purr, showing her appreciation for the old cat's kindness. Looking at the two cats, the owner couldn't help but smile. She understood the language of cats and knew the old cat was thanking her for taking care of the kitten and assuring her that everything would be all right. The old cat had done a great deed that day, helping a kitten in need and finding her a new home. Although she was old and stiff, she still had a kind heart and a lot of love to give. And that, the old woman thought, was all that truly mattered.